I'm Martin from Hamburg, Germany. Nice to be here. Thanks for the invitation. I'm here today to show you a little app I built, as Stefan just said. I called it. I gave it a very catchy name, Contentful Reference Matrix Field Type Extension, which is a quite long name for actually not so big an app. Yeah. Anyway. What's this all about? This is a little agenda thing I wrote down, so you know what you have to expect. So just say a few words about what does this thing do, why did I build it, then we're gonna have a little demo and a little roadmap with the features I'm planning to add in the future. So yeah, let's dive right in. This is here you can see the kind of data the app is built for. This is just some kind of repeatable data structure. In this case, it's a list of references we have some IDs which point to some other content, and here you have some amount, and by this key being named amount and this 6 tablespoons value here, you might guess this is meant for representing ingredients for recipes, and that's actually where the whole thing started. Yeah, and this is the native Contentful JSON field you see here. And what the app does with this data is the following. This is exactly the same field when you add the app. So this is the kind of UI you get when you install the app to your space. Now we see you have the names of the referenced entries here, and you have an input field for the associated data. You have some controls for deleting and adding. So yeah, that's what the app is all about. But I probably should say that it was meant for ingredients right in the beginning, but it's not limited to that use case anymore. And I'm planning to generalize it a little bit more in the future. So yeah, but before we dive right into the demo, I just want to say a few words why I built it or what made me build it, so you might understand why it's the way it is today. And now for something completely different. This is where I work. I work at Der Spiegel here in Hamburg, which is one of the bigger news organizations in Germany. And I'm not showing you this to brag about my job or anything, but I'm actually showing you this because I want to highlight one place in this large building, which is this one over here. This is actually the most important place in the whole building. This is the company restaurant, which is actually a very nice restaurant. They have pretty good food there. The thing is, I haven't been there for a while because, yeah, as you all probably are, we've been working from home for quite a while. So yeah, I've been kind of missing this restaurant. And that's why I started cooking at home for myself, or my girlfriend and I started cooking at home, which was actually quite fun because we started to cook the recipes that were usually served in the restaurant, and some of our own recipes. So all of that was quite fun, but there was a part of it that wasn't quite as fun, and that was the preparation part, because every week by week, I started writing these kind of things. This is my shopping list, one of my shopping lists, and I really hated writing these shopping lists. So and furthermore, we started cooking with like the same things over and over again. So I wrote the same shopping list over again, and yeah, I'm a programmer, and whenever there's potential for automation, I want to automate things. So yeah, that's what I try to do. I wanted to automate my shopping lists. So then I needed a space to store all the data. So I needed some database, some CMS or anything to store my recipes with the ingredients, how much of each ingredient and stuff like that. And that's when I ended up using Contentful, just because I heard some good things about it. Then I learned about the app framework. And then I kind of went down the rabbit hole because actually I started building an app for Contentful. And yeah, anyways, I haven't written a single automated shopping list as of today, but now I'm the author of an app, and that's something at least, I guess. So yeah, that's where the whole thing came from. But now I guess that's enough of the chatter. Let's just dive right into a little demo of the app. So I'll switch over to my Contentful space. Just to give you a little overview, this is my little demo space. I usually write my recipes in German, but I thought I'd translate some of them in English. So here are some of them. So I also added some very British food, British meals over here, to give it a more authentic look. So this is the field in action. Well, actually, it hasn't been loaded yet. There it is. Now you can see what I originally used it for. This is there you have the list of ingredients, which are actually entries from another collection. So this we are in the recipe collection right now, and these are entries from the ingredients collection. There we have some data over there, and as you can see, we can delete stuff over here, and right in the bottom, oh, that one is a long recipe. Cheese and onion pie is not very simple to prepare, and then we have an add button. So just to demonstrate how we add new ingredients, I will just click this button, and there you can see we are searching the ingredients collection or content type. Why not just add some bread to cheese and onion pie, or maybe caster sugar? So now I'm going to click insert, and there is our bread and our caster sugar. As you can see, there was a small flicker when the row initially appeared. That's when the app started fetching the name of the referenced entry, and then we can add an amount, maybe just say 2 loaves of bread, and then if we look over here, we will see as soon as the focus goes away, we have an autosave functionality here. Maybe I'll repeat that. Let's say 2 tablespoons of caster sugar, and then you will see an autosave right here. Another thing that can be done in the app right now, that's because of yeah, I had my first open source contribution last week. Thanks again for that. I don't know, David, if you're listening, really awesome. Now the app also supports sorting with drag and drop, which is super awesome, I think. So in case you might want to, I don't know, have the most important ingredient, for example, potatoes, right at the top, you can do that. With drag and drop right now. And as you might have seen, if you look over here again, once we sort the field, we get a, oh, didn't work this way. Yes, it did. We also get an autosave here. Yeah, there's 2 more things I want to highlight. It also supports tab navigation, so it integrates seamlessly with the tab navigation of the site, which makes it super accessible, I hope. So if you want to delete this, we can also do this with the keyboard. You can also focus the whole row, or just add some, I don't know, a 3rd egg or something like that. That's the one thing. And the other thing is, you might have noticed that it looks quite the same as the rest of Contentful. That is because I have made use of the awesome Forma 36 React Components library, which is really cool. You should check it out. that is kind of like the design system, Contentful design system implementation for React. It's super easy to use. They offer all kinds of UI elements you can find here on the native Contentful side. And that makes it pretty seamlessly integrated with the rest of the site, which is, I think, is really cool. It was really easy to use. So I already told you that the app can not only be used with ingredients, of course. Since, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, I've released a version where you can also configure your app to not only represent, like as I showed you, not only these kinds of data structures, but you can configure most of the things that happen right here. And I thought it would be a nice way to just configure one of those fields. So let's just add another content type. Imagine, so these are the content types we have already. We have recipes, which consist of ingredients. And now let's imagine we want to create a new content type, for example, for creating a menu, assembling a menu for the week, which would then consist of reference to recipes, of course, because each day needs a recipe. So let's just do this, add a new content type, we call it menu, create it, we add a field which is called, doesn't have to be rich text, but never mind, let's call it title. And then we can add a JSON object field, which will be kind of like the placeholder or the container for our custom field. Let's call it recipes and hit create and configure. And what we want to do is we don't want JSON editor showing up right here, but we want we want our app to show up. Here you can see this is like the custom part that is integrated into Contentful when you install the reference matrix field type app in your space. So I'll hit this one, and then you see some input fields popping up here below, and we can configure like some basic things, what the field should do. These first two are the keys that will be in the data, directly in the data. That will be ID and amount in this case. This one is the key that is used for the reference to the other entry. So I guess ID is fine. We can also call it recipe ID in this case. And this is the key that is used for the additional information that is stored alongside the reference. So I don't know, we can call it weekday in this case. This is the label that will show up in the UI for in the editor UI. I guess it makes sense to call this weekday as well. You can also call it when will you cook this. And this is an optional field where you can add a content type filter. So users are only allowed to reference a specific content type and not all the content types in your space. So we will use recipe right here. You can also comma separate the list and add multiple content types. But we're fine with just one content type. So we save this and we save our new menu content type. There we go. And then we go back to content and we're gonna add a new menu. So yeah, we have this rich text field here, which is way too big, obviously, but we call it the menu for this week. And then we have our little custom field right here. And there we can add new recipes. And since we just edited the cheese and onion pie, I would totally go for cheese and onion pie tomorrow and scones on Friday. And then the week is already over, so this would be sufficient. And here we go. This is our label we just configured. So we'll say Tomorrow is Thursday, so Thursday there will be cheese and onion pie, and on Friday there will be scones. And of course, if you change your mind, you can also just flip the two. So yeah, that's it for the functionality for now. Just to demonstrate how the data looks that you get when using this field, I will publish the entry. Then I'm gonna switch back to my content model. Let's change this to a proper field type. This really annoys me. Ah, shit. Okay. Anyway, if we switch back to this one and then we switch back to the default field type, which is JSON object, and save this and save the content model, and then go back to our new entry, which is probably called untitled because I messed up with the content model, but never mind. This is the data that falls out, that comes out when you use the field. So, and this is also the data that you will see in the API responses, and yeah, and then it's actually stored under the hood. So yeah, that's it for now. If anyone wants to know how to install or how to set up your Contentful space to use the plugin, you can go to this link. You can go to the repo. I prepared a little README for setting up. Okay, I'll just switch slides over here. I've prepared a little README for anyone interested. You can use the link, the long link at the top, or you can just use this short link I created for you, is.gd/contentful-app. Let me show you a Contentful app. Oh, that's interesting. I missed a T over there. All right, that's the repo. There you have quite a lot of instructions how to set up the project. Yeah, I'd love it to be a little more automated, but for the moment you will have to take a couple of steps like on your own. I guess that will be better in the future. All right, let's go through this one more time. I also have a kind of a little roadmap yet to cover, thanks to Stefan and David from Contentful for a little brainstorming session a couple of weeks ago. So I would really love to make this app like a little bit more general, so it can cover more use cases than just, I don't know, lists of references plus text. So the next step I want to take is I just want to make some field type. I just want to make the field types configurable. So at the moment we just have two field types, of course, which is reference and text. But I think it might help at least a little bit if you could configure, I don't know, if that the reference is on the left side and the text is on the right side, or I don't know, your rows consist of two references, so you can like connect two entries with each other, or things like that. And then one step further, I want to make the number of columns configurable. Right at the moment, we always have two columns, and I would like to have, like, I don't know, infinite columns. And I think if we could make, if we could add some more field types, that would be really, really awesome, such as numbers, Boolean states, locations, you name it, cats, dogs, whatever. So yeah, that's the roadmap. I'd be happy if there are some front-end developers out there some React developers who are familiar with the Contentful ecosystem. If you wanna contribute, feel free. I will also make some contributions in the coming weeks, probably, hopefully. Let's see if work permits. And yeah, I guess that's it for today. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. This is how you can reach out to me, and